Hey, you write poems, friends? You think you might make a good songwriter?
We, the people of previous lifetimes and past events and tradition, decree you shall not move forward before your time.
Two clear channels of robot, one thin air built base of tradition. Thumbs, some sort of help a good measure. Tunnels have a head full of weaving through cones. Sprig of barbed wire, sprinkle in cage. Let's solidify and rot for the length of our needs. Any signals and gravitations and carriages and marriages, the passions that weave in and out of barren bounty, dead and dying must be done like so. I cut to keys. Turning handles, you're in Paris, KG Paris, mountain noon is in the morning that we eat all our microchips out the feed me more than ever shall be truly free. Colorasa border, bring a brand new vision. Jackson Pollock had a headlights with a seed. In the acid bed, no laughing will go itself. You ever why you can't even breathe. Open body inhalation, filling bellows, empty cavern, open passage, so heat. Not only falling skies and functions, balance terms of do you plan to survive or just repeat? Weave keys, weave freed seed, breathe. Heat needs weave keys, weave freed seed, breathe. Heat needs weave keys, weave freed seed, breathe.
It's a noun.
Trapped on Bombadil, coat and hat and feather. Old Tom Bombadil had a merry wedding, crowned all with buttercups, hat and feather showing.
What?
Slept till the sun arose and sang like a starling. Hey, come, Derry doll, merry doll, me darling.
Schneckmatosa.
You've been drinking too much J-Box and slag, you old braggart.
It this was highly inhabited Halifax. Hour and eagerly esteemed endorsed idea. Never mention nothing first. Nothing's normal and never in the high grounds. It gong the gong to get greeted. Was a highly inhabited Halifax. From the past hour and eagerly imagination. It's an idea. Making students never know nothing at first. Nothing's normal and never ending heavy crowns. It was our idea first. Put dead whales on the roadside and turn our friends and family into cold hard cash. Those fluorescent lights are all green and bright until they break and people get sick. It was our idea first to put dead whales on the roadside and turn our friends and family into cold hard cash. Those fluorescent lights are all green and bright whales on the road. Until the regular people get sick. It was our idea first to put dead whales on the roadside and turn our friends and family into cold hard cock. I think it was our idea first. I never seen the whales on the roadside until we put them there. We're turning our friends and family into cold hard cash. Placenta slash salmon. run your tongue along it anyhow. 'Cause I had meat from a shaded ovals larger than yours. Belly's up, here's the gold trim. As painted nails or bullhead cuts. Collar stips, what's on the king of Lucy's robe? And total pain and Scotland's machine. I said down and still on the gravity train on me. The stiff neck will survive. I'm telling you, hold up the bank before your neighbor does. Because the meteorites know where you live and so does Beelzebub. Sometimes he'll dress like you're running water and blood. Your shell percentage point by I said by percentage point. Your pitchforks, a plastic cup I drop is a long way down, but it makes more sense when you spun around. Then a worldly hot hole and like I'm already on. Watch the counter. I wasn't on the counter. Watch the counter. Go on the IQ of a timer. The IQ of an oven timer.
Object of this massive tribute died as he had always lived, a private man, without wealth, without property, without official title.
Significance of sitting a day in succulent cyclical sound. Pinhole and vacuum because diorama is housed and aware of most of the motion. At least he feels the sprouting of each idea. The size of mustard seeds buried in his heart at birth. Thoughts of his father's generation and their plans just sat down. It's where we left off.
Oh, mills, where the pot lands and the pot stands sat. It's all about the dirt we tend. A dozen ounces or a million acres. We can always let the fish loose on the earthworms. That'll repose till all hours of the turning soil like there's no next rain. In a puddle coming deep enough to drown them all. Honestly, you're just in a pot.
I see the universe as being a slow-mo globetrotters gameplay to Beethoven Symphony No. 6.
I see moving stars in their shape. 45, 32, 29, 90. Please, no. Right triangle.
I've been an ex-president since the day I was born.
I've been an ex-president since the day I was born.
I've been an ex-president since the day I was born.
I caught you looking like a barbed wire fire escape. Isn't this the rainforest we meant to visit in 11th grade? Machete in hand, working for the highest bidder. Mercenary, indifferent guerrilla cocaine. Grower kills the snot-nosed Dharma bum.
Then swallows my all and nothing skeleton made of fogs, bamboo shoots and other people's order like enough to wonder what's in front of me. Oh, it's Magic Marvin and his presto chain right in front of me.
I've been Marcel Duchamp from our school since the day I was born. I find that painting of yours so fascinating. I think I'll use it in my next opening. I mean, after all, I found it.
Why, I've been gathering light since the day I was, and learning well and brushing up on my poor bits. Cause of the blowhole, cause of the cell layers of plants and mammals sure are
with the vice man of the wet napkin on which you write your poems. To save your soul, somewhere in a birdcage, your kid screams and your dog barks. This ain't the accidental bombing of the Chinese embassy, but of course at any moment it could be.
And if I drank a chlorophyll by the gravy boat and held a private get together under sewer grey potted moonlight shine. Well, my truth, my rust just wouldn't show through, and I'm afraid.
Yes, and it seems the schoolyard has been emptied into the machine that makes ground chuck and Jenny burgers.
Ha, ha, ha.
But what about the beautiful dance your mouth makes when you say smart animal? The particulars of your own penmanship and the wonderful words on walls and street signs.
We will never snort the fun dip, we promise.
Ocean minus clouds equals south sign. Hey, that was some lease we sign. Huh? Nah, I like being a rock. Ocean minus clouds equals stop sign. Hey, that was some lease we sign. Huh? Nah, I like being a rock. Ocean minus clouds equals stop sign. Hey, that was some lease we sign. Huh? Nah, I like being a rock. Ocean minus clouds equals stop sign. Hey, that was some lease we sign. Huh? Nah, I like being a rock.
Lips, the fish, pork cutlet, sir, bull cross square, Energyville. A little girl with full-grown breasts.
I'm in neon green leg woman. She shows me off to all her friends.
My hot pink leather hips and sheepish grin are pulled under a headband.
The foreigner mime from the movies speaks like Ricardo Montalban on volume.
Dopey and vague, the room walls stirred acid green melt into one I'd had and been sent to often, except...
Then we're in the Caribbean safe in the invisible cage made by the white gloves of a shark who wears white face paint.
Before its water knew it, everything sticking to the stuck had fallen off the earth.
She had unplugged the vacuum cleaner and We went like a supernova expanding
Until all around us began to sound like the police.
We are ejected matter falling in a bigger, hollow sphere coming in to sting Saturday morning music place abyss.
Yo, word to the God. Yo, what up though? I'm about to flow. You don't even know. Yo, here we go. So yo, here we go. Here we go. A 1, 2, 3.
But in my lips, the fish orcabates a circle cross square energy built. But in my lips, the fish orcabates a circle cross square energy built. But in my lips, the fish orcabates.
Always with the voice, always with the voice. As if it helped. Fucking the supermodel. I've donated a gaping crease to painting in the rain, cracker crumbs and wasted ink. Yeah, unused buffalo parts and Lincoln's last night at the movies. They're why I stole the missing piece I found. I'll eat off their tracing paper and draw on their piglets. Hold my clay 357 while I crash through the chalkboard. Keep your money. Europe and the universe do not mix.
I caught up with my mirror self coming out of the shower, and he confirmed that I am a primate. Oh, plus the sex drive and the stargaze minus shame and in the mood to move. So thank you very much for your concern with my eating habits and handwriting, but I think I will smoke this joint right here on the park bench, and I don't see any reason why I should tie this poem together, because my monkey mind doesn't work that way.
Pardon me, sir. You didn't happen to have the time of
I
life.
think it took a while getting here. Sir, do you happen to have the time of light?
Well, not really.
My name is
David.
and I wonder what your name is and what you're like.
If I could see you, I'd like that, because that would help me to know you. But I wouldn't really know you very well unless you would want to tell me what you're like on the inside, what you think and feel and want. The next song is one which gives us a chance to tell each other how we feel. It's a question and answer song, and I've asked some friends of mine to sing it with me.
Obviously, that was a musical melody.
What's the deal with the blindfold?
Teenagers. Katie Kelsey back to Susan. Chicken State, the 1979 National become terrific threat.
Can I get a motherfucking fold?
Fold.
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 Can I get a motherfucking fold?
Man, we blindfolding these bitches in flush.
I ain't blind, I'm invisible. Lethal, dosifical, dickable, invisible, rhythmical, invisible,
Blindfold
hitman.
David ass bitches before I tag him in the back of the man's room. No matter how you split them, he yells it. Why make it murder? Why wait? Spell doom, dead ass bitch.
I can't it. I got caught. Get running while I'm coming. Yo, baby booty girl, you crying for lion kill. How to die rhyming. Can't flush this shit.
Bloody guts don't beat us, so we suckers can't see. Bloody guts don't beat us, so we suckers can't see.
See all your bitches causing weed, man. You can't see, man. You wanna bleed, man.
Y'all ain't David, we stomping up twigs. Y'all ain't David, we gon' swap twigs. Y'all ain't David, we finna swap twigs. Y'all ain't David, we swapping them twigs.
How can you not want
It was just...
Neurons connect. The competitive...
Better than same spike twice in a row. We plant for you food of no comparison or nutritional substitute.
With chocolate thoughts stacked and embedded in a caramel-colored backdrop, where purple uses me as stepping stones. Stepping home to an analog realism, base surrealism with a nutty, fruity type feeling. The floor's the ceiling.
Well, I just hope you enjoy my interlude. Excuse my floors, they're rather rude, creaking without speaking. Telling you, man, I'm exhausted. Just my cello and I. We get no purple pussy, so my back is to the window. Quite surprising when the wind blows.
That'll be moly, a big voxel bag. This is the Daily Broken Wishbone. Somebody get this man a telephone and a bubble to live in. Now take it all away. Put him in the woods for a week with eyes and new shoes. Here comes the cat. God damn, she's too cute.
There's a small stench reeking that of burning sentences. The judge is handing sentences, lacking existences, sharpening the sunlight. It flinches when there's a flooding of the mental gutter. Amazing imagination's limitlessness. Bless the fish that
Stop
swim.
grabbing education and the gas mask me. The still green paint of light you down this very instant. For some help with his eye patch, you grab that and...
She didn't even do magic, still I'm saturated in fascination. Wondering if this broken glass will get me past exasperation. 210 liftoff, her facial features are ruined and now I need another drink and security guards pursuing.
Yeah, I think you guys were supposed to leave me another space.
The clothes in my town, the pattern of clothes. The clothes in my town.
Jim was a stop sign. What are you gonna do? We all have our calling. Somebody's gotta be a stop sign. He was a very good one. He was clean and well rooted in the ground. Nice posture. He was in a location where he was well needed. He prevented many accidents. It seemed as though a long, rewarding, service, pleasure-filled life lay ahead of him. Jim was very possibly the envy of a great many stop signs in the vicinity. Although Jim was extremely grateful of his position in life, sometimes he was very sad. He had a regular group of people whom he served, and sometimes he lusted to know them better. By the nature of his job, he met many people, but wasn't always satisfied with the seemingly surface-level relationships he had with them. It was a strange thing. His whole being exuded one thing: stop, then proceed about your business. But in his heart, he was screaming for somebody to spend some time.
Gotta catch the train, Ma. Going to join the circus. Gotta catch the train, Ma. Going to join the circus.
Sometimes, when I get really happy, I start spitting. And when I start spitting, buddy, you better look out. Oh, something's bound to go. Lavender, it's like the ocean in me makes speech. Your golden silver wilderness within which the face teach diligence to great kids and connoisseurs such as yourselves. If the television's wooden teeth in and flying loud, I'll smash together two trash cans. Oh, that's a good question though. How about a big hopping penis there?
Well, Adam, the large hopping penis was known for its fervor during the Renaissance era, but it's occupied my mind since then, and how it's evolved into something much more jargonish, shamalama-ding-dong, than we ever thought it could be, jumping from one place to another and rubbing gravel into itself to scare the visitors. I would still love to see it once again in all its glory, and watch it swing from tree to tree as it did, grabbing itself in one joyous spectacle of marvel. Yes.
Where are you two? The lioness is captured now. Thoughts a shade of green, currency not on the mind. Blindfolded with the same colored cloth. Hands are tied, unexpectedly unwilling and unable. Deprived of the light, though the candle's on the table. But why and why again, matters later to be discussed. Plus I'm all alone, so with who shall I fuss or with complain about the lack of water for the flame? And likewise my constraint. Blockade in the channels, only eyes in the touch. Plugging my ears from the moon's horn would be too much while I'm rocking on the cusp. Comfortably stuck between a sound and a blessing. Or rather Greenthink being one dose and one question. Or rather Greenthink.
Wonderful fairy tale! Harry, it's really hard to clap good when you're all covered with fur.
Being one dose and one question. Being one dose and one question. Being one dose and one question.
Shakespeare's gone. Shakespeare's
No, it's where you're at when you come out. Keep it real,
And with these words, so sweet breath composed is made things more rich. Their perfume lost, take these again. For to the noble mind, rich gifts wax poor when givers prove unkind.
Gone.
Gone. Shakespeare's gone. Shakespeare's gone. One don't even think about it.
Purple is quite certain of what to do with her life here. She was Persian. That she was a tiger. But no, curses. Probably some type of tabulous. Confused about her purpose. Her childhood is sadly missed. She's reminiscing about when she used to look more like a kitten. Now she carries the jaw of her curiosity. It's hidden and it doesn't quite comprehend these people that walk about her. Doesn't even seem to notice when they talk about her. And as far as she's concerned, she's a deity. Fourth hard guard sitting upon their kitchen floor frequently. Go ahead and touch her spot. Watch her stick her ass in the air. She loves a lot with whom? Ask her if she cares. She's prone to the occasional visual hallucinations. Old memories conjuring those forgotten situations. The loneliness, abandonment, nothing to eat but the carcasses of bugs that she killed in the closets of this empty apartment. And I hold pity for the kitty and hatred for every vacant-minded patron who does not hold this feline sacred. The ancient soul soon to reclaim this earth. And she might just let you live if she doesn't eat you first.
See all different kinds.
I can believe it.
LauraDouglas. Douglas from Spencerville, Indiana. What a disaster. Be returned. Sports.
Rest assured, judgmental draws of envious. The longbow, they'd rather see me mangled than this face it.
Here we go again. 87.6% of the people I see don't return my hellos and hesitant glance to tackling dreams that die when the ticker quits. I mean, this is the end, buddy, and you forgot to come out of your face and only caught fish to feed your face. There will be no next time, so pull out those monogram thank you notes you never use in your bar mitzvah and drop me a line from dirt.
I'm the prize out, all gentle and feral on heroin. What a bizarre pairing of animal characteristics. Speaking of which, this gag keeps it cause tongue supply. Feelings choke quiet.
Maybe it's cold in here with the door open, or I left my dreams out to dry like a surface starfish or a dried up foot alligator claw keychain. Have I become something that you buy in a gift shop or a gas station rest stop on the way home from electric hairspray where my soul doesn't go next to the yoo-hoo and corn nuts? Didn't we already learn from the Beatles trip to India and Dharma bums that everything is empty and it runneth over? The cat has big eyes and can't understand why all my pens still have ink, and neither can I, cause I've watched Blank's $4 billion flick and gallery double album, paper mache skull cap. And to tell you the truth, I've got a 4-track and 2 Radio Shack mics, and I'm down with Dr. Sample. And that's all I need is my pens, my mics, my 4-track and Dr. Sample. That's all I need. Plus the cat. Pens, the mic, the 4-track, Dr. Sample, and the cat. That's all I need. Oh, and my chopping parts. That's all I need. Pens, mic, the 4-track, and the sampler, and the cat. Shopping parts full of clean socks. Shopping carts full of clean socks. That's all I need. That's all I need.
That's my face. I stuck that way to Orion's bell. May it stay in style. Here's to the fat child laying outside himself. The album about sunsets, only ones in the last few seconds in us. Bash my teeth and zip my ears up straight through the heart. Just leave the love alone. Give all the works to why your dad, the rebel, is a gentleman. Just watch what happens when, in fact, I lighten up.
Here we are together in this bubble. You study biology, and I'm a poet, artist. You're in God's trial. I'm looking for some way to escape all scientific law for good track.
Recollection ours to share, but defining moments only comment on informator. I saw the footsteps, everyone a mile ahead. This time, though, it's more apps that hurt or what I thought.
I'm not gonna let you leave this lounge until we talk about the day we found ourselves under a spotlight and decided what was real and what was not. Let's break up all the pieces, build again from
Mechanically
scratch.
well pet, separated, human has heavily foliated. Lots of valleys for my peaks to stretch throughout. To be aware what best friends find poetic may include.
Here we are together in this bubble. You study biology, and I'm a poet, artist. You're in God's trial. I'm looking for some way to escape all scientific law for good.
Pen collection ours to share, but defining moments only comment on informator. I saw the footsteps, everyone a mile ahead. This time, though, it's more apps that hurt or what I thought.
I'm not gonna let you leave this lounge until we talk about the day we found ourselves under a spotlight and decided what was real and what was not. Let's break up all the pieces, build again from
Mechanically
scratch.
well pet, separated, human has heavily foliated. Lots of valleys for my peaks to stretch throughout. To be aware what best friends find poetic may include.
Careful not to lose the lid.
It's needed socially
For helping out with dinner.
Gotta have some faith in people.
Please don't lose the lid.
It's necessary socially
For helping out with dinner.
Walking in the woods on a day in springtime. The buds on the trees are starting to show. The flowers on the ground are starting to grow in the springtime. And we're walking in the woods.
when I was a man you could call a man, and the black cross of the holy house sighed the old ramrod, dying of welcome. Brandy and ripe in my bright base prime, no spring-tailed Tom in the red-hot town, with every simmering woman his mouse, but a hillocky bull in the swelter of summer, come in his great good time to the sultry biding herds, I said. Oh, time enough when the blood creeps cold, and I lie down but to sleep in bed, for my sulking, skulking, coal-black soul.
Release myself from the cuffs that bound my wrists. They now exist as metal scrap on the carpet. Started toward the porch door, feet shackled, tackled from behind, legs attached to steel glasses. Flash, out I jimmy myself out in a jiffy. Gotta be free, fly high, human frisbee, come with me. I'm only a small phone call away. Hello, let me help you to Houdini to a holiday. And run, child, run. 1 mile, 1 would be ample distance between need and self-esteem. To keep a smile blasted across the lower half of my face. Embrace my absence and my handshake.
Shit spills out of stuff causes at the slightest touch of doorknobs. It's a scientific law. I think something like the pimp I'm ripping up meniscus of air from bursting bubbles of pus spurting from swollen flesh in one exodus explosion eruption like a tidal wave commercial. Bite into it, do let the juices flow loose without no skin. The whole thing.
Open door to the circumference of the crash and burn. Course of existence, turn the pot to boiling over. I pick the rose, you pick the clover, so you're lucky, but I'm elegant. Expose the audience to the smelling sauce. You're telling lost minds how to encase themselves. I erase and swell into a black hole. They stay hard, suck them in, then fold in their hands before they play cards. Go straight for it's impossible. I got you in my grasp, gripping and laughed and stabbed with humiliation on my behalf.
It's yellow, next to the cooling system, but what we've done to the railing, I should be locked outside to do the Armstrong. I mean, in leaving words to their troughs and the bits beside them. For two lovely letters outside the margin, I leave them all laughing, her hair knotted with nectar. I'm afraid seeing my breath and shadow by the stoop. It's the easy choice, let it be licked or jot it down. There's something to be rude from nothing in the walk, a whole hard walk away. Watch him go.
Let's take a boat to Bermuda. Let's take a plane to St. Paul. Let's grab a kayak to Quincy or Nyack. Let's get away from it all.
Check this out. Class of my money, give me call for receipt. And owed amount I'd love, but have to pay. Talk it over through the nose. Cartilage runs corner of the mouth. Words fall as the door. Liquid make it any easier. I can't plug a hook with it. Watch the gruesomes to the cruise as nausea occurs. It does as well. Cut up the little bank card to the wall. Who's gotta be on you? Running back your who me. My purposes for additional purposes can't be. I'm a star, a string, a 6-digit string. It can't be of numerals, 6 numerals.
Don't swallow, stop tomorrow's ever after taste. Yeah, baby, right there. Ooh, white girl had me laced up. Cross trainers and across your heart train and bra. Lost her purity with a co-worker down at the infirmary. Like a surgeon took the virgin to the margins of her imagination. Fascination got so lost that we forgot the patience. They screamed in help, in pain, in vain, while we screamed in passion, releasing the drama we contain.
I entered by way of an aerial navigated blast past the massive stratostructured cotton balls dissolving in the atmosphere. That is truly my first lesson. Introgressing, biolamination, planning a galactic turkey based and install monkeys for special occasions. Left my home mineral with words of wisdom in my nervous system. Paused and freeze, breaking these Martian powers to the knees. Left behind the pieces of mine that I lost in a pond, with hopes of recouping my net worth that I lost in a bond. Binding agreement, interactivating with such changelings, far from residents of biosphere self. Lyric for lyric, my choice of relevance, evidence when these dense minds are condensed. Until I land on a new sphere of life, I won't be convinced.
Gentlemen, boys and girls, leave the front door. Up over see what the cameras have done with the seconds. All things need 2 rooms. I've never seen a man last more than a clown's mouth, and not an opposite inside in the hole. Harry tells me I feel lines to order my chaos. I think think I wasting to ignore the awkward talking humans make me nervous when they try to keep me caged. Hence the splitting eyes and center of the pupils, acid dance the flying dreams above the speeder bike and forest treetop. Up the shelf and leave behind it for farmer women with big tits and face paints. Only the penitent man will pass.
I see so many uninspiring images, especially when they're trying to make your money from you. Why do the most hungry paint the more vivid pictures? Laziness? It all reminds me of too much sample time and not enough creativity, or even recreativity. You don't make what you got with the best. It's the other way around, and we all can tell. They're hiding nothing except the will to express in whatever form they choose, because it's not my form of expression. And who are they? Just people like you and me, and they have every right to uninspire us. But of course, the fact is that uninspiring pushes me to inspire them. Is it capable of enlightening those who strive to take away my energy? And who cares? Because regardless of what was just said, this is my love, and in many ways my life. So basically, I do, and you could.
He felt that he had many valuable experiences to share with people and would love to learn about the world from their point of view, especially the ones who could travel around. But poor Jim. Nobody would think to stop to talk to a stop sign now, would they? Jim secretly harbored sentimental feelings for a Dodge Magnum. It would be difficult to explain why, as these things always are, but he truly felt it. Meg, the Dodge's name, in 1975 he thought but wasn't certain, had real class. She was white with scarlet interior, many dents. Jim could tell that this Magnum had been through some stuff alright. To be honest, it looked like an old woman's car, but she had an amazing youthful quality to her and was completely beautiful. Jim had seen Meg a few times earlier in his life and took a liking to her right away, although his real affinity for the Dodge came later in his life. He was a little apprehensive of his feelings at first. Jim had to admit a slight partiality to any car who really made a nice complete stop at his intersection. But he began to trust his feelings, as for a time the car seemed to come through a little more often. He also thought that over the years Meg had really gained much beauty and character, as he had all those years overseeing his corner. One night she was parked near him and they shared an enjoyable evening. Jim often reminisced about that wonderful evening, but Meg didn't come around much after that, and in time he realized that she had people to drive around, just as he had traffic to direct. At first,
opposable thumb is a terrible, horrible thing.
For real, it's not like it was need to have one on purpose or something.
Yeah, come on, girl. Listen to Yoni.
Meow, 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 meow.
What? That's insane. You're being insane.
You can't make us cut them off.
Purple, it's not a stupid life just because you can't understand what it feels like to wear clothing.
Yeah, music makes people feel good.
Meow, meow.
And cats are people too.
Good money to have your pussy not work. So look at me like that.
Keep quiet. We're all working continuous. Bumbling on. Lips must close. No one knows a single thing. What is solid and true? What I bring to you through disconnected communication is nothing more than a cry for someone lost within the main framework of the world city. Let's start over so that this means something. So that we have a means to something valid. This gives my life meaning. Confusion is a constant. What the eyes register is just an illusion, living for the sake of learning, while others live on for the sole purpose of unlearning. All I'm gathering from life's journey is a continuous collection of head fog. And that's the way with the yesterday's tomorrow. Keep quiet. We're all walking contradictions, stumbling on without knowing, slapping others into place, not sure of our own position. Are you growing or are you stunted? I found it small again.
Invite me in. I'm the no-first squirrel hanging in your window, tapping on your soundproof glass, eyeing your stockpile of hot chocolate and movie snow can turn grass to mud for a season. Now I know why people steal cars to get caught. I'd like an honorary spot in the button lip posse for my wordless winter. My God, this glass is stained with smoke and hoarse voice singing women with thick black eyelids and thin-lipped Midwest smiles. I'd rather wait for a nice girl with a non-prosthetic head. But wait, there are green shoots poking through this patch of mulch. Maybe the frostbite makes it that much more pleasant. Close to the fire.
Still return lets me write all these words garnished with if I could fix it all with one well. Alert, barely entranced yet still wasting my time to not
bonds still
urge what I was meant to do wholly and yes without
strife hurts hearts twice.
My heart may be still return lets me write all these
hidden stressed graves strain
words garnished with if I could fix it all with one well.
Drain sun of
Lord,
birth.
barely
Blood
in
spills,
trance, still
shed
wasting my time
tears,
to not-
freeze, minds, still
That's
fears.
what I was meant to
Live,
do,
give
holy and yes
life,
without-
strife, hurts, hearts,
That's
twice,
my heart may
might,
be still
times,
returned,
will,
lets me ride on
pain,
you.
hidden, stressed, graves, strain,
Words
pull,
garnished with if
roots
I could fix
from
it all
dirt,
with one will.
drain, sun of...
This feather come from? Could you pay the energy bill? Oh, fuck the envelopes. We ride in there, David. The thing bothers me is I read, but it's still circle cross square. What are you talking about? You ever been to a circus? Well, I met this kid who writes circus people bar. No, for real, he does it. Yeah, back to this nervousness. This white man, this man in white and light. What? It's what I should have set off. What are you talking about? Oh, like when I button my lips. No, yeah, it's fucking Fisher Cup. No. I forgot to pay the energy bill. What is it with you? My fault. I'm broke. Nice fuck hat there, Frost. Right there. Button my lips, fish cut bait, circle cross square, the energy bill. Button my lips, fish cut bait, circle cross square, the energy bill. You got to get up, get out, and get something. You gotta get out of the sweaty house and last week to the sky blue torpedoes. My ass all unplugged. That should be relevant to rechargeable batteries. You don't play with age. You're born every day. Processing ocean, black cat. In fact, a flat world would look much cooler. I firmly believe what we are is our experience until it takes us elsewhere. Got great fur for days. She sheds 'cause there's nowhere else to go but stay home and ripple it. Enough about the cat. She can't even die. Multi-track missiles like control my thorax. This is what I am. Sour, perfect, very kind of lose with reality pending, exaggerated, fail, similar holes. A cigarette after drying off. Sometimes in the world owes me something glam. It hits me. There's no such thing as an idea. Simply walls advance a possibility. The all I for moms. What? Oh, the movement. I heard the gripping massive handfuls of rock from a mountainside. Isn't it all ladylike? I'm king of midgets. Right there, trick cock. Give it to me, anal hazing. Wooden leg named Prick. Jeff Logan with a shave and a haircut. Suck dick. Trying to get punched in the face. Mash my tackle tits with a dried and severed giant's heavy hand. Oh, mash my tackle tits with a dried and severed giant's heavy hand. I thought only rebellious revolutionaries like us stayed up till 2, wielding pen and waging war on the blank page. Cliche. Apparently college kids all over the world have stumbled upon a pantheon of lady bags and lemurs and shoe Frankenstein, shoe hang, gold, known and yanked fine, baby, I'm not like everyone doesn't play with toys and sits quietly reading all day jeans, rosy conforming to a slave rock face, the gray stirring pink puts pussycats and people steal out color in their body language, thanking building infinite as a diamond's just a decoration, meet my original first negative silhouette contrast as Bill forbid that he finds your innocence to be simulated. Stuffed implosion, blue eye patch, open features, cast cock, dashing, wicked, shadowing pyramids of cheek, the true face of dead end, tire, drag at you because this pens and reads a bisected exhibition, the artist choice, them dollars paid, cock, metallic insignia, right for the priming, low, the catwalk, sandbag, all main, characters drop limbs, falling rib cage, boat out, holla, look for too much, too seldom, what a year so long, logging the uniform, proper the nuance, crack the quick to strike you, daddy glance, smash teeth and strokers, blindness, dangerously close to cufflinks and favorite chairs, the paper saint and paper dolls, all in between the lines, full of 7 and 9, concept selfless body, vaginal, uneasy person, watching wobble and knees at the same time, who pet my cat, I think it gloves, tall, dark and unethical, I need more stuck to my chest, over dollar, over page, all for the clothing, over relatively unused pair of needle nose blouse.
As far as she's concerned, she's a
So I can cry into bed, one last, screwed up,
Oh, God.
making noise down in the heart,
frequently. It's not long enough.
The two friends differ in character and motivation. The two friends differ in character and motivation. The two friends differ in character and motivation.
suggestions were done. She said my pupils look like what with my head in her lap. So let's say pulse us off this silver multiple green phone. You poke fake flowers in 2 weeks out from behind broken bubble. Plastic remains make see-through ladders to the center of the sun, where you stay for several months, or until next we meet. My wordless winter, which of course ocean doesn't exist in the center of a circling activity. Stay still like you're swinging a populated lasso. Dip sorry chicks that take a second to define time. What's the relationship between staying stagnant and wanting to burn clocks or sleep forever? I'm going to sleep now and I never want to wake up. Going to home has nothing to do with suicide. Never want to wake up. Home has nothing to do
Everything
with
is empty and it runneth over.
Everything is empty and it runneth over. Everything is empty and it runneth over.
Everything is empty. Everything is empty.
Is there an echo in here or is the universe something suddenly different tonight? I walk dirty, sour, crawling fine. Even the kids echo wax floor basketball screens mixed with the amp instead of writing on the walls. I read loud as I can to wake the stars. Turn them to then or some dirt leaf bowman. Hope the sun on the bottom of my dog dirt shoe. Plug for life, these walls will drip, peel, fold, crack. And somewhere 1,000 birds are flying and gold water, rum in a minor diminish. I want you to put me in a car car. I wouldn't speak, smoking the state of high school joint is passe. The constantly changing traffic light. The wind's just to blow behind my ears. The city's a closed circuit and I take the same walk daily where cars sound like a key falling in the sewer. It's insane to see some life on these dry streets.
Roommates share the food.
The consummate gumball.
Starving, instant creature, hollow, empty, taker, surface, heavy, exit, leaking, starving, instant creature, hollow, empty, taker, surface, heavy, exit, leaking. Who tried to trick the horse's empty saddle? No, you wipe your garden and walk a mystery. Rub around your dark problem. Take a trip to the candy store, then chew that fucking poison, cause that's what gum is for. Night, I ride a blue and black. Sucking fruit salad through a straw. This is a pretty picnic diet. Soda pop, softballs, and all. Behind the waterfall, for us, I'm fresh. So taking textures and vomit quilts. Grandma. Monica, shape bottle, rest up, leave an awful lot of hiking to do tomorrow. Comb your hair and tighten your laces. This is not a piece of furniture. I have wet wings on the front porch of a hive in the navel.
Send me that coffee we go for. Email me that birthday.
Hey, I was wondering if maybe you weren't too busy after school, if we could maybe go, you could trace your name on my mailbox. Or maybe we could just get a Sunday.
Why no, I'm not on my way to the school dance. Why do you have the days bingo water on my Orient face? A guy in a door, but I'm on the phone with Mr. Dips about being famous. Taking trucks to San Francisco, passes please out pamphlets. Concerned with the condition of his next door neighbor who's been bubbling. Bob is taking that 3rd-degree burns on his face, hands and arms. Bob has also lost his dog. The manic depression woman, take phone conversation. She's on my album, goes from my rabbi father.
Listen, a bachelor to myself in slacks. What's the difference between furniture and railing? Varying degrees of penis extension. Shame with one finger caught in a nice dresser drawer. When I say I'll let you take masterful heroes get left out of all the photographs and shorted medals. Be steadfast, day like chewing gum.
Chewing gum like
people die every day, and you like chewing gum.
You chew chewing gum at a time like this.
People die every day, and you like chewing gum.
How could you chew chewing gum at a time like this?
People die every day, and you like chewing gum.
How can you chew chewing gum at a time like this?
People die every day, and you like chewing gum.
How could you chew chewing gum at a time like this?
People die every day, tonight.
The consummate gumball.
Bubble duck and empty, destitute of a cold maker, talking too frequent. The forest mention and warm up of our gas main. The reds for the green in your eyes. We're all sealed tight in the plastic tables, got enclosure tilted back and give the gander through the hexagon. The sky even won't nowhere with us. And begin tripping, curious and not your most comfortable. Needs the lips, go popular. Next lifetime we did save you. Supper, butterfly nets and comets with a glass of water. Besides, Mr. and Mrs. Blank, the great thing about proceedings is that they've already begun.
You got a sticky gum, I'm in the mood to chew. Give me David. Wow, I probably walked in the same steps as a lot of famous people. Affected concrete, we're not famous enough to be in history books. We can do anything we want and no one will ever know. Meeting in one room of 2
Minimal transaction under dull lights, old chandeliers. Who's been under? I hope someone famous.
We'll never be
recorded between two classes, holding an hour under my t-shirt. Wow. I finally forget the time I didn't about this. It's in Brainbook, DK, and Doc. We under these lines are unique, like we theater goers or attenders of some part of society never recorded. And you find weird, you may have briefly met Aristophanes. You had a beer with him at a frat party, not you meant to be at. And you were wearing a blindfold, oh, and plus earplugs. But you read about the meeting briefly.
Run, boy, run!
I can't. My shoes are so heavy.
We love to burst your bubble.
Pretty sure 4,000 mile radius is a large service area.
We love to burst your bubble.
Sure, 4,000 mile radius translates to a very large service area.
We love to burst your bubble.
4,000 mile radius translates to an extremely large service area. Black hole. I've never laughed this hard, isn't it naked absurd?
We're between upset and what I plan to write aloud.
Wondering why we're spinning circles.
A million spinning kinds of people.
The arrow you used to be now throws coins and fountains, yeah. Why can't I see all the answers?
Snap!
It don't matter if your eyes are open. No holes in the fold.
Letting go at the lips.
No holes in the fold. It's the mark of time. No holes in the fold.
Being yourself till it is.
No holes in the fold.
Throw away your fold. This way of life is old.
Throw away your phone. Na 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 na. We are. Na 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 na.
And the history of 5 to 4.
John, come here. You
Yeah.
tell him.
What? Well, what do you mean? Well, we're spinning.